Hey everyone, hope you're doing great. I'm exhausted. Woof. Let's just jump into some data. As the title said, I just wanted to share a little bit of data with my week and kind of give you a lowdown on how it goes. As you can see, I've got about 6 days of training in the past 7 days. My 7 day stretches don't typically go, Monday through Sunday. I kind of try to work it in about 7 to 9 day stretches, and a lot of that is highly dependent on work, and what my work day looks like. Most days I'm on my feet pretty much the entirety of the day. As you can see, I get a fair number of steps. Nothing crazy, but 10 floors, 6 to 10,000 steps isn't really unheard of. And unfortunately, the 6.5 hours of sleep, I think, is probably close to the average on a work stretch like this. I really hate to say. But all in all, it's okay. We're kind of rounding out a big chunk of work, and I'll have a bit of time coming up. So I'll be able to add a little bit of bulk and get a little recovery in my training. What won't be kind of shown is the past kind of Sunday to Sunday weeks. I've racked up about 8.5 to 9 hours in the saddle each week, which I'm actually pretty happy about this time of year. I'm planning on, adding more in as the weather gets better, but I think, 3 hour rides during the week are fine as far as it goes right now. As we kind of take a look, I don't take a ton of days off. The interesting thing about January are all those double bars. So when you look at it, the green bars equal workouts and the double bars are 2-a-days. Or I guess so you'd think. Actually, a lot of those are start-stop workouts where I put on a workout and I realized pretty early on that my body isn't going to take it. January was really kind of a ramp up month for me. I feel like I'm starting to really be able to get back to intensity. Nothing too intense. We're still working, a lot of aerobic and sweet spot stuff. But we are hitting some of those VO2 intervals and stuff. And this is kind of how February looks. As you can see, there's a lot more just 1 bars. I don't really see the need for 2-a-days. I do see the need to take a day off every once in a while. It's usually during a long work stretch where I'm working, 3 12-hour shifts in a row, where I get pretty exhausted. A lot of times I use my upper body lifting day as a rest day. I don't consider lower body lifting a rest day, but upper body isn't as strenuous, so I'm not getting taxed as well, and I don't find it to be as valuable. It still needs to be there, but I'm not getting taxed as much as I would with a hard bike workout or lower body lifting. And as we move into some of the kind of cycling, as you can see, it's been pretty consistent for the past 4 weeks. This chunk has been pretty good. You can kind of see those little bit bigger black bars in there where I've missed 2 days on the bike, followed by some easier days, and those are pretty much coupled with days I'm at work or stretches rather, where I have to kind of really watch how much I'm expending outside of my shifts, just simply because I can't bounce back as well. And really, it's going to hurt me in the long run, especially this early. It's not worth digging myself into a hole and getting burnt out before the season begins. Mid-February isn't a super crucial month. I mean, we need to get going, but I'm not super worried about really digging in. It's mostly base right now. As we kind of see too, that some of those bigger bars correlate with some lifting days. So it's not like I'm taking both of those days off. Usually taking a day off and then I have a lifting day. So we kind of see those bars. And if you look back in the video, you'll see there aren't a lot of days that are stacked up on my month that are 2 in a row off. Usually those are kind of extenuating circumstances with family requirements and stuff like that. This was interesting as I was kind of diving through the Garmin data, was the cycling VO2 max. Now you can kind of take this with a grain of salt, but I think this is pretty accurate. As you can see, I kind of peaked off, you know, in the, August, September area last year, and then slowly started to decline, probably declined a lot faster than that. But we're starting to swing back up, which is kind of nice just to see. I don't take a whole lot of value with that. And I'd rather be diving into the Training Peak stuff. Unfortunately, I kind of made an error in not everything is uploading. So it doesn't really give me a whole lot of good data. Plus, it's kind of murky as far as that goes with all the work stress and stuff. It's hard to delineate a lot. As far as this is just my lifting. This would be my upper body day. And here we go with the lower body day. You can take what you want out of that. I'd like to give you a little more insight and a little more in-depth to training in the future. It's just been kind of a busy week and weekend with all the social responsibilities and stuff, and that's okay. It's a lot of fun, but it's kind of left me a little bit drained and a little bit short on time. So that's where we'll go. Other updates, the bike's still in a box. I've got most of the parts to rebuild it. Debating some kind of frivolous parts, old chainring, carbon wheels, stuff like that. I don't know if it's worth the cost. But I think that's, Hammer Nutrition. Thanks to them again for the sponsorship. It will be sending my kit. So I will probably update that next video. That's something I'm looking forward to. So y'all have a good week, and I'll see you next weekend.